Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
As I was thinking about our service this morning and how, no, it's not morning, it's evening. Now you have a window into where I am in the world. Don't even know what time of day it is. I was thinking about how to begin tonight and what we might all be sort of yearning for, reaching for in these moments of Shabbat together. And so I'll share part of a poem by May Sarton called The Work of Happiness. I thought of happiness, how it is woven out of the silence in the empty house each day, and how it is not sudden, and it is not given, but is creation itself, like the growth of a tree. No one has seen it happen, but inside the bark, another circle is growing in the expanding ring. No one has heard the root go deeper in the dark, but the tree is lifted by this inward work, and its plumes shine, and its leaves are glittering. So happiness is woven out of the peace of hours, and strikes its roots deep in the house alone. For what is happiness but growth in peace? The timeless sense of time, when furniture has stood a lifespan in a single place. And as the air moves, so the old dreams stir the shining leaves of present happiness. No one has heard thought or listened to a mind, but where people have lived in inwardness, the air is charged with blessing and does bless. Windows look out on mountains, and the walls are kind. So we enter this time of Shabbat together, going inward, finding our places of growth that others may not see, that others may not know, and yet those places within connect us one to another and are the root of happiness.
We'll begin with our music, a psalm for Shabbat on page 16, Samru Ladonai, Psalm 98. We'll begin with Yalelai. Please feel free to join along with me.
Yainai,
I'd like to invite Leora Brunn to come share our Shabbat candle lighting, page 2 and 3.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu le'adlik ner, le'adlik ner shel Shabbat.
Continue on page 5 with Kiddush. Please rise.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei beri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tehillah lemikra'ei kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'charta, ve'otanu kidasha, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh hashabbat. Amen.
Please be seated. Page 6. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. Responsively, may it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to uproot, hopes to nurture. May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May this synagogue be for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life. Page 20, we welcome Shabbat, Lecha Dodi.
Lecha dodi likrat kala, v'nei Shabbat ekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, v'nei Shabbat ekabela. Lecha dodi likrat שלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה וצולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך אדוני לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך אדוני לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
Page 27. Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time. Even at unlikely times and through unlikely places, there is no place on earth without the presence. Page 22, Tzadik Katamar.
Together. Tzadik Katamar Yifrach, Ke'erez Balvanon Yizkeh, Shetuli Bebeit Adonai, B'chatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu, od yenuvun b'seva, teshenim verananim yiyu le'agid, ki yashar Adonai zuri velo avlata bo.
Turn to page 28 for Baruch Hu. Please rise as you are able.
Yai lai, yai lai, 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 lai. Yai lai, 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 lai. Yai lai, 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 lai. Yai lai, 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 lai. Yai lai, lai, yai lai, 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 lai. Yai lai, 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 lai. Yai lai, lai, yai lai, 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 lai. Yai lai, 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 lai. Baruchu et Adonai, Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai, Baruch Adonai Hamevorach. Le'olam va'ed. Yai lai, yai lai, yai lai, 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 lai. Yai lai, 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 lai. Yai lai, lai, yai lai, 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 lai. Yai lai, yai lai, 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 lai.
Page 30. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv arabim, b'chokhma poteach she'arim, uvitvuna meshane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umisader et hakochavim, b'mishmarotehem barakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו. אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים. Page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם מאוד על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Together on the facing page, page 37. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work. Whether you are tired or you are rested, let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God. Page 40.
Together. Yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai lai lai, yai lai lai, yalla lai, mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot, osefele, osefele. Malchutecha ra'u vanecha, bokeyam livnei Moshe u'Miriam, malchutecha ra'u vanecha, bokeyam livnei Moshe u'Miriam, zezeli, anu ve'yameru, Adonai yimloch, leolam, leolam va'ed, yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai 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 lai, yalla lai lai lai, ונאמר כי פן אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. Page 42. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו, שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו, שומרנו לחיים. ופרוס עלינו, פרוס עלינו, סוכת שלומך. ופרוס עלינו, ופרוס עלינו, סוכת שלומך. השכיבנו together. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו, שומרנו לחיים. ופרוס עלינו, ופרוס עלינו, סוכת שלומך. ופרוס עלינו, ופרוס עלינו, סוכת שלומך. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו, שומרנו לחיים.
We are taught to pray as if everything depended on God, and to act as if everything depended on us. We rise for tefillah, the central prayer. Page 46.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, v'Konei Hakol, v'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imaot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה הכל, אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידון אלך, מלך מביט ומחיה ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך הסלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Please be seated. Days pass and the years vanish, and we walk sightless among miracles. God, fill our eyes with seeing and our minds with knowing. Let there be moments when your presence, like lightning, illumines the darkness in which we walk. Help us to see wherever we gaze that the bush burns unconsumed, and we, clay touched by God, will reach out for holiness and exclaim in wonder, how filled with awe is this place, and we did not know it. Blessed is the Eternal One, the Holy God. We continue with a prayer for peace, page 60.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Lamecha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Lamecha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. V'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol et uvchol sha'a bishlomecha. Baruch atah Adonai, Oseh hashalom. We take a moment and look inward for our silent prayers.
in moments when we are challenged inwardly by illness, by pain, by loss, we look outward to our community to share in prayer with us for our healing and for our wholeness. This Shabbat, we think of these members of our community who are in need of wholeness. Patricia Abend, Nathaniel Agan, Sally Honor, Barbara Barnow, Cindy Blake, Michelle Connor, Prakash D'Souza, Sherry Einhorn, David Elkis, Etta Mindel Bathana, Dor Fleischman, Barbara Friedlander, Elaine Gammerman, Lynn Garrison, Claire Goldstein, Paul Goldstein, Betty Handwerger, Mitchell Henderson, Bonnie Jacobson, Arnold Katz, Barbara Kinberg, Lenny Kinlan, Jerry Kobrin, Leah Kyla Batsimova David, Rachel Letterman, Arnold Lerner, Mark Levitt, Allison Lutovsky, Shayna Max, Ira Mandel, Albert Norris, Judith Oshry, Barbara Pillard, Bob Sachs, Susan Samuel, Debbie Spritz, Shulamit Bat Abigail, Elizabeth Smith, Amy Sponseller, Deborah Spivak, Peter Street, Catherine Vecchio, Trudy Yohei, Leslie Waldman, and Arlene Wiener. Baruch atah Adonai Rofeh HaCholim. Blessed are you, O God, from whom healing flows. And we say together, Amen.
Yiyu l'ratzon imrefi, Yiyu l'ratzon imrefi, V'hegyon libi lefanecha, Adonai tzuri v'go'ali. Oh, may the words of my mouth, the meditations of my heart be acceptable before you, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. Oh, say shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru, ve'imeru.
Shabbat Shalom. A couple of weeks ago, I received in the mail a book that I had pre-ordered. I was so excited about getting this book that I went ahead and paid for it before it was even published. The book is called Candle, Feather, Wooden Spoon, New Jewish Stories by Rabbi Zoe Klein. And I'm going to recommend it to you. Zoe Klein is a Reform rabbi. I believe she's in California. And I don't know her. Never met her. But I have been reading really with interest and with and joy, I would say, some of what she's written over the years in various forums. And this collection of stories includes Rabbi Klein's retellings of classical stories and her own creations, her own modern midrashim. Tonight I want to share the first story in the book. It's called The Time Palace. And I think that if you have been coming to services for some time, or you study Torah, maybe you study Kabbalah, maybe you study Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel, maybe you study classical Midrash, maybe you've heard any of these terms. Some of what's in this story is going to resonate with you tonight. So there was once a legion of angels. Yes, we have angels in Jewish life. We do. They were called the Cassielites. You might have heard them called Kafzielites in the Zohar, in the mystical tradition. The empire of these angels was built on the altostratus altitude range of the sky. Yes, they lived in the clouds. Now and then, you still may see fragments of what is their abandoned kingdom, enormous cloud structures skating 10,000 feet over the earth. Well, these Cassielites absorbed energy from moonbeams, and they quenched their thirst on sea mist. As a sunflower's face follows the path of the sun, these Cassielites were aligned with the moon and the tides, and they felt strongest when the moon was full. But more than anything, these angels loved time, and they collected time in their cloud realm. Every moment that was wasted on earth drifted upward into their realm, and they would rush to catch it in their crystalline nets. When an angel caught a moment, they rushed it to their sanctum and wrapped it in a swath of feather-soft tropical breeze and bound it with star rays. Time was so beautiful to the Cassielites. Each moment was luminous and multifaceted, reflecting the infinite heavens and the vivid, vibrant earth in one compact, kaleidoscopic prism. Yet people seem to have so little idea how precious time was. They spent it meaninglessly. They spent it arguing when they could be caring for one another. They spent it complaining when they could be making positive change. They spent it feeling sorry for themselves instead of appreciating their lot. They spent it counting other people's mistakes instead of counting their own blessings. And the Cassielites reveled in people's wasting of time. People were so careless, they sometimes even lost time. They lost it, idling in a stupor and distracting themselves with loud things and fast things. And they lost it, hemming and hawing and yawning away nature's beauty by laying around doing nothing. But the Jewish people? The Jewish people honored time. They studied it, they recorded it, they tracked the phases of the moon, as Cantor Ellerin has recently been teaching us we need to remember to do with his new moon blessings. They tracked the phases and they had great ceremonies when a new moon appeared. They counted days between their spring festival, Pesach, and their harvest festival, Shavuot. They marked the rainy season, the season of dew, and the blossoming of the almond tree. But despite the efforts of that little tribe, the Jews, the angels up in the clouds, the Cassielites, were ecstatic about how much time they were gathering. Their sanctums were stuffed with time. Seconds were pale little chips, and Minutes were petal pink and hours had silver linings. An unbroken wasted year was a wonder to behold, and a whole decade shimmered like the sea. Meanwhile, this tribe of Jewish people not only kept time, they actually made time. They made time for community gathering. They made time for family meals. They made time to discover new things and explore big questions. They made time to study great thinkers and dream up new ideas. They made time to listen to others and work for justice and freedom. Still, there was so much wasted time that even with the meaningful moments the Jewish people made, the Cassiolites could not keep up with all the time that people wasted. The Cassiolites hardly wrapped up one new moment in tropical breezes and star rays before another wave of wasted time would crest into their kingdom. And they didn't realize the weight of all this time was starting to change their realm. Their empire was sagging. The people below on earth noticed that the sky was growing heavy and dark. The heavens began churning with ominous thunderheads. The people on earth feared that time was over, and they wept. The Cassiolites could not withstand the weight of all of the time that they had amassed in their cloud realm. And one night, when the moon was faint, their cloud kingdom simply broke apart and shattered. And time began to wash up on the shore. There were tiny instants and rocks of ages. The people knew they didn't deserve this great gift of time that they were receiving from the heavens, and they didn't want to squander their chance to try to use it more wisely this time. So they assembled a council to discuss how to protect their time so that it would not run out again. The council decided that someone, maybe a group of people, should be responsible for keeping the time. And that is when they remembered the Jewish people, a people who sanctify time. So the Jews got to work. They collected the moments that were scattered across the land and lodged into the very earth. They took shards of hours and timbers of days, and they built a great palace of time. It was a beautiful palace, luminous and multifaceted, and it reflected the infinite heavens and the vivid, vibrant earth. And inside this palace, people discovered that time stopped. Time stood still, and they could then freely reflect on the lessons of the past, the possibilities of the future, and the wonder of the present. The Jewish people created portals into this palace of time, portals that could be opened from anywhere in the world to refresh and renew and remember. And then they gave this great palace a name. They called it Shabbat. The Jewish people who had been entrusted with keeping time keep Shabbat to this very day. And anyone who enters the palace shares something no angel Cassiolite ever experienced, a glimpse into eternity. Shabbat Shalom. We continue on page 282 with Aleinu. Please rise. The light of life is a finite flame. Like the Shabbat candles, life is kindled. It burns, it glows, it is radiant with warmth and beauty. But soon it fades. Its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance, and our lives are full. But as night follows day, the candle of our life burns down and gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen, yet we do not despair. For we are more than a memory, slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. In this Shabbat we remember, in the period of Shloshim, the 30 days, Charlotte Miller, Brendan Trosh, Alvin Book, Miles Fetterman, Peggy Tobias Weiner, Dr. Harry Potter, Meyer Pesach, Joey Malin, Judith Naomi Palmer, Michael Firestein, J. Aaron Wolf, Joan Magaziner, and Martin Rothberg. We also remember the anniversaries of the deaths, the yahrzeits, of Benjamin Aiken, Dorothy Baumgarten, Ella Beckman, Jacob Beezer, Saul Block, Leo Brinker, Bianca Brunn, Helen Buxbaum, Jay Cohen, Lewis College, Irving Kornblath, Louis Daygold, Lottie Dubrowski, Jack Ehrenreich, Goldie Ferber, Harry Ferber, Robert Footlick, Avram Fuderman, Hilda Goldberg, Audrey Goldstein, Ernst Guggenheim, Carrie Hammond, Rebecca Hurwitz, Jenny Hyman, Sylvan Levin, Samuel Lindenbaum, Albert Lorch, Robert Odenheimer, Stephen Oken, Morris Kortner, Meyer Rechtman, J. Harold Rosenblatt II, Carla Rosenthal, Ruth Rosenthal, Randy Lynn Rothman, Morris Maury Rudo, Albert Sapero, Elise Scher, Anna Schimberg, Haley Kira Seldowitz, Sidonia Snyder, Victor Strasburger, Albert Winkler Sr., Alan Yoffe, and Rebecca Zeller. We commemorate as well the anniversary of the birth of Charles Marx. And we remember as well Amy Yu. If you are in mourning or observing yahrzeit, please rise first for Mourner's Kaddish. And those who wish to stand with them in sacred community, please do so now. Kaddish is on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chaye echon u'v'yom echon, u'v'chaye d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam olamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal, shmei d'kudesha berichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehi shloma Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and all those who inhabit the earth. And let us say, Amen. Please be seated. I'd like to call David Veller to share some announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. you, Rabbi. Thank you, Cantor. Tomorrow morning, Torah Talk meets at 9 a.m. on Zoom, followed by our Shabbat service at 10:30 a.m., celebrating with Susan Pearl, Dan Sherwood, and Lionel White as they become Bar Mitzvah. Sunday is Father's Day. Come join Rabbi Bush for a brief memorial service at our Berryman's Lane Cemetery at 10 a.m. Save a Life with BHC on Tuesday, June 20, from 1 to 6:30 p.m. as we host a community-wide blood drive. BHC is heading to Israel next February. Join Rabbi Sachs-Cohn on a trip you won't want to miss. Actually, join Barbara and myself as well, because we will be there. Information on all of our upcoming programs can be found on BHC's website, and in Briefly BHC, our weekly email. Thank you to our ushers. Following services, join us in the lobby for an Oneg Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, David.
I'd like to thank Howard Breitbart for joining us this evening and lending his musicianship to our worship. We'll conclude with Shalom Aleichem on page 323, a contemporary setting. I hope you'll sing along. If you're able, please rise. 323. Tzedchem l'shalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mimelech malchei amlachim, hakadosh baruch hu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. I thought of happiness how it is woven out of the silence in the empty house each day, how it is not sudden and is not given. Happiness is not sudden, it is not given, but it is possible. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.